just one. A voice in the wilderness.
All right, everybody. I'm sure you're all just as excited as I am, but let's at least have some semblance of order. Yakut, I want a map of the island and a molecular analysis of, well, everything. Melville, tell me what the giant pyramid does. The rest of us will start exploring.
Shouldn't the expedition leader stay at the VTOL?
Why do you hate fun, Al?
I don't hate fun. I'm just mildly suspicious of it.
Excellent. Then we can all go.
Pyramid.
This underground structure seems to be part of some kind of transport system. No power, though.
I'm not making any promises, but I might be able to fix the transport system. However, I don't like just randomly poking at things. That's how you get electrocuted. So please check the surrounding structures to see if you can find anything that might help me make sense of this stuff. Schematics, blueprints, a manual would be great.
Structures. I know you've all been looking forward to playing the winners of the biannual Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition, but it's now they're in the 12th edition at the GMP. Unfortunately, due to our new power management and distribution plan, the pavilion will have to be closed a little longer. Thank you for your patience. This is disappointing. It would have been great to have them ready for completion day. We'll have to make sacrifices to stay true to the founder's vision. Those Texas adventures are the only things that breaks me out of the monotony. Why prioritize this pointless completion day celebration?
Check out these coordinates.
Over what people care about. Art is one of the last things we still actually do. So going out the window as well. Debate regarding our power management plan is definitely welcome. You'll be able to express yourselves in the next election, but this thread is meant for just the announcement. I apologise for enabling replies to begin with. Oh, so we were actually supposed to be just randomly walking about.
Golden gates. I wonder what's behind those. Has to be something special, right?
You know what would be special? An explanation.
That sort of looks like a temple. This seems different from the other structures. Older.
Have a look around, 1K.
Looks like they were running some sort of experiment here.
No more project. Looked like it failed. Talos Principle 2A. Fragment of a station on the universe. I grant you, then, the man is indeed like Talos, cannot escape his material nature despite claims of metaphysics, as you have many times. Too many, perhaps. Repetition is the mother of teaching, at least when the students are hard-headed. What does that tell us about the nature of the universe? Which is where we were what we were discussing. That is the next question we must undertake to answer. We begin with the self because that is what determines our existence as individuals. The self cannot exist without that which surrounds it. Citizen lives within the city lives within the cosmos. So now we must apply the principle we have discovered to the wider world and ask if man is a machine. Could it be the universe similar in nature? And if so, what follows from that fact? The use of the term metaphysics in this context is likely an error introduced in the Trebizond manuscript. Fragmentary Heraclean manuscript controversially uses superstitions instead.
Thanks, 1K. Let's see what we've got here. The file format is the same one we use in New Jerusalem, although some parts aren't loading correctly. And it crashed. Hold on. There we go. Okay. You know what? I'll hack together a solution for the transport system.
Curious.
Am I in sleep mode, or did that thing just materialize out of thin air?
Melville, I want an analysis of that particle cloud.
On it. Anyone got a butterfly net?
We don't actually know where the station is. I'm assuming it's where we parked, but I don't know where that is. There is like a radar I can turn on though. I want to know what happens if I jump off. What is the station?
I'm connecting the transport system to our interface. Hold on.
Ooh. We have 8 main puzzles, 2 lost, 1 gold, 1 lost lab, and some stars. I wasn't entirely sure what to call this. It looks like a temple of sort of astronomy themed. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I do that. It doesn't seem to be active in any way, but can't help but think that the design implies some sort of significance. It's like it's hiding a secret, but then again, my imagination might be getting the better of me. Travel east. Cannot travel to unknown puzzle. How do I get back onto the puzzle? East 1. I'll do that. I was just curious why I can't move off and back on.
Taking 1K.
To that enclosed area in the eastern lowlands. I put all the information we have on the map screen. Check out your interface.
Thanks. Sorry, my bad.
We'll catch up with you soon, 1K.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
This place is magnificent. Look at that tower. I wonder what it's for.
Splish, splash, splish. Numbers 1, 2. I sense puzzles. RGB shifting.
Is that a puzzle?
Why would there be a puzzle?
Let's solve it and find out. 1K, go ahead.
I have a reoccurring nightmare just like this.
New tech has dropped. Right, so I was kind of brain broken in the 0th stream.
That device was not in the simulation.
Okay, RGB converter. So, blue, Deselect all. No. Oh, I'm... No, I don't want to put it down. I want to deselect all. Okay. What colour is it? Blue. Green. Red. Blue. Green. Use the progress wheel.
Whoa, I'm reading an enormous energy spike.
It's another particle cloud.
Follow the cloud.
It's headed for the lake.
I'm not allowed to leave.
I think the cloud's been absorbed by some sort of device.
Fascinating. Melville?
Yeah. I'll add it to the pile of weird stuff.
Wait. We've done one of the main puzzles. I'll go back. Right. There's the 2. Where was the 1? Oh, that's where we came from. Oh, 1 is solved. I get it. Sorry, I thought they were like gonna be a cluster of puzzles. Reconnection. So we take blue and green, put it in that red. That is not how that works. That gives us a red, but we don't necessarily want a red. Do we get a green if we do this? Can I go green, 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 point to the red. Okay, I know what to do though. I'm assuming I take the blue, green, and send it over to the red. Okay, cool. There are actually new puzzles in this. What's 1K like? By Founders Pistons, I hope he's interested in mechanical engineering or something. We desperately need more people to fix this, keep this city functional, so we don't have to rely on Melville to repair stuff that Pellegrino fixes. Hey! Remember when you fixed the door to Mayor's office? How long was Herman stuck in there? You trapped one mayor in his office all week and you're marked for life. Hope he's not as... Well, we really need new stories, new ideas to lift our spirits. You know, if we just keep growing, we won't have to worry about this. We wouldn't have to imprison poor 1K in a cage of expectations. 1K will be whatever the progenitor intended him to be, and whatever the founder foresaw when she established the goal. He's interested in history, which is an excellent start. Some of you could learn a thing or two from his attitude. I don't see a contradiction between engineering and art. You're right, of course, it's a false dichotomy. There's no need to feel pressured, 1K. It was just curious. Without power and resources, there is no art, just saying. The fire has already been freed. Seek the light elsewhere. Fair enough. The door has been opened.
I've been playing around with this machine that absorbs the particle clouds. As far as I can tell, it uses the energy of the particles to build giant tetrominos?
Excuse me?
It's another puzzle. Collect enough energy, build a bridge, access the tower.
the bridge is a puzzle.
A theme park?
Maybe it's an experiment. A rat maze.
It seems like an echo of the simulation. Not a deliberate recreation, but built around the same core principles. Let's not jump to conclusions, though. What's clear is that this place was meant to be explored. So let's do that.
Cool. We have 5, 6, 7, 8. We have that. 3, 4 door. What's this? Okay. 2 triangles and the gates. Cool. Well, we found where the 2 triangles are and the gates. Let's go to 3 and 4. There's fireworks going off. Right, there's lots of fireworks going off outside. I can actually see them from my back garden and from if I poke my head out the windows upstairs. Which is so I've not lived here for a year yet, so I don't know. Like Halloween, nobody knocks on the door, and I'm on the main street. I was actually kind of surprised, but I guess I don't put decorations out or anything. I was still kind of surprised though. But yeah, it's not the 5th of November, it's the 4th, but I guess it's a Saturday. Anyway, I was a bit distracted by that, to be honest, because I was like, yeah, in my last place, I could go into the garden and like look and see sort of the tops of it, but now I can properly see it all. It's neat.
1K, what's up?
Tell me about yourself.
I don't know if there's much to tell. I'm not that interesting. I'm just a member of the scavenging team. Well, senior member. Lead scavenger, I guess. There's not that many of us left, to be honest, and Garrus doesn't get along with the mayor. What else? I have a cat named Bruce. I like old music. I have a collection of antique bottles. I think that's it.
Why did you become a scavenger?
I've always loved exploration, seeing new places, that feeling that you're the first person to set foot somewhere after all this time. But you know, it's not even that. It's just seeing new things. The world is full of remarkable sights, and experiencing them changes you. It's not the same as just reading about it.
These are 2 extreme examples. I agree, discovering the world enriches our lives.
Exactly. Every time I go on another mission, I find something that surprises me, that extends my horizons in ways I couldn't have anticipated. The world is so much bigger than we are. It contains things that we can't even imagine. And if we limit ourselves to our own minds, we'll never grow.
Tell me about Bruce.
He's 5 years old, half goofball, half psychopath, loves sticking his head into things, chews cables, pees on electrical stuff. Melville banned him from her workshop, but he loves visiting her and peeing on her equipment.
Why'd you collect bottles?
I just find it fascinating that these fragile objects have survived for so long. Plus, they're kind of pretty.
Do you want to solve some of these puzzles?
Oh no, please. No puzzles. I'm so bad at puzzles. I barely got out of the booting process. Elohim thought I might be defective.
I mean, I'm surprised how brain broken I was. What's the farthest you've ever been from New Jew?
It might be
Jerusalem?
this. Although there was an expedition to a superconductor storage facility up north, incredibly well preserved, but the logistics were an absolute nightmare. Now that I think about it, there might be some of that in you.
Have you seen anything like the megastructure in your travels?
Our ancestors built some pretty amazing things. Huge cities, factories, mines, monuments to their history, but nothing quite like this, no.
That's all. Level 3. Questling. Not alone in your quest for the light. Find one of my sparks, I will free the fire hidden in the labyrinths.
Looks like Prometheus has given us a way to circumvent some of these puzzles.
So each puzzle has a backdoor. I guess the mythological Prometheus was kind of a trickster, so that tracks.
Okay, I don't want to do that, but that's a really good idea. I really like it. If you just don't want to do a couple puzzles, that's fine. We have some red. Yeah, I didn't think that'd work. Where's the other colours? Green, red, blue, green, blue, red. Green, red. So that does make blue. So now if I go I want blue and green, don't I? go. Sort of looks weird, and I feel... Okay, what do the colorblind modes look like? Let's turn it off. Yeah, so green, blue, red. That's how you get a red line.
Keep solving these, 1K. Let's see where it leads.
Four, 5, 6 gate, triangle,
The
triangle.
samples I collected so far, the soil sample results are in line with what would be expected in this type of environment. The samples from the above ground structures, though, I tried dating them, but the results just don't make sense. None of the typical molecular markers are present. These walls could have been made 10,000 years ago or yesterday. I could try to estimate an age based on erosion and plant growth, but I'm not sure that would make sense given how weird everything else is.
Good work, Yakut. Keep at it.
From Considerations of Beginnings and Endings by Elwyn 258. I think all the time Athena spent in the Dead City changed her. I don't think she'd conceived of the goal before. I think she believed fully in the naively optimistic ideas of Alexandra Drennan, but walking through those ruins is a visceral experience, and she spent a great deal of time looking for resources. It's the sheer amount of death that gets me. How many animals our ancestors killed, how to the point of extinction, entire species eradicated, sometimes for the most superficial reasons. Whenever humans arrived somewhere, death would follow. Then the great blowback, deaths of billions of thinking beings, the extinction of humanity itself. It's too horrific to imagine. I suspect the founder spent a great deal of time doing just that. That's why she must have realised there's no way back to growth of possessed all-consuming civilization on the past. From the introduction to Are We There Yet? From Where We Came From, What We Are Going, and Why We'll Need Snacks by Valerie Quintero Romero. Sometimes people point at the last few hundred or thousand years of human history and say, look how ugly it all was, look at the mess we made. Maybe modernity was a bad idea, maybe we should stick to living like cavemen. And I get it, it is ugly and messy, but the mistake is thinking where we are right now is the end point, and this is the adulthood of human species. I mean, try to apply that to what you know to human development, to human history. Think about babies. Babies are ugly, admit it, we all know it. They look like tiny old people covered in mucus. They have soft heads and they grow into children, tiny sociopaths with underdeveloped brains, and then they become teenagers, pimply self-righteous lunatics driven by hormones, and then slowly, if you're lucky, they gradually become adults. The development of the human individual is always ugly and messy, and that's the point. It's developing towards something. The same applies to humanity as a whole. On a geological scale, we've barely come into existence. We've gotten through the baby's phase, and we just survived our childhood. We're barely teenagers. Stopping here would be disastrous. Betrayal of everything that we could have still become. We may feel the weight of history on our shoulders, but this is just the prologue. To put in the pop culture terms, we haven't even made it out of the tutorial yet. Just because it's all pimples and hormones, frustration right now doesn't mean we're never going to change. From Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, Founding of the New Jerusalem, Day 1, we finally set out of the dam today. The site that Athena and Cornelius picked for the city isn't far, but the vegetation makes going difficult. We found the secondary supply site easily enough thanks to Alexandra Drennan's instructions, but while I still have to compile a detailed inventory, it's still that many more complex materials that are in bad shape. They may have expected the simulation to fulfill its purpose a lot sooner, but then it probably expected all 12 of us to be here on day one, not just Athena. Perhaps tonight we'll use the 2 recharging pods bought from us from the dam in the 4-hour shifts, which is just as well. There's no telling what sort of critters are hiding from the undergrowth, most of them, to learn that our kind isn't edible. Four. Alternative option. Why did it reset it? Keep connections. Did not mean to do that, fuck. Okay, we met in New Jerusalem. If you remember, I spoke to my friends and the whole mysterious island expedition thing is the city a bit on edge. We have some questions for you before I make any introductions. Do you consent to my gathering or sharing your personal data? What am I signing up to? Look, my friends, just want an assurance that you're the right kind of person. If you know what's really going on, or you'll have to play along. You can back out at any time, but if you don't engage in the process, well, we won't get to engage in the process. It's up to you. What if by consenting I miss out on something else? Give you some advice, Nibby. When your choices matter in this world, you'll know about it. It's somehow built in. When you face a dilemma and both options look good, then for sure you'll miss out on something, but trust your gut. You can't go wrong. Right now, this is not one of those dilemmas you just come along for the ride. I consent. Good choice. 6 questions, standard vetting procedure. Get the best results. If you answer in whatever way is most true to you. Question 1. Which is most important for making good decisions? Compassion or knowledge? Compassion. Thank you. Is it ever okay to lie or misdirect in order to keep a secret? I mean, what kind of secret? Sure. I'm sure I can imagine the situation. Reference. When people do wrong, do they deserve to be punished for it beyond what is necessary for their own protection? I don't know. I know it's difficult to translate our infinite reality into binary language. Nonetheless, I suggest if you have any natural inclination towards either idea, you answer that way, even if it's not strictly correct. But if you insist, I'll communicate your apathy to my... It's not apathy. No, it's a... You are confusing, not... What's the word? Ambivalent. I'm not I'm not apathetic, I'm ambivalent. There's an important difference. No one deserves to suffer unnecessarily. Phew, that one's controversial. I'm glad I don't have to answer these. Now it gets metaphysical. In your opinion, can the world be reduced to mechanical parts? Existence just weirder. It's both. Of course it is. Look, don't write these questions. I just ask them if you don't want to choose. I'm quite happy to forward that to my friends. Question 5. Can things change for the better, for good, or do good times and bad just come around in cycles? There's no way of knowing. It's a false dilemma. Don't know if that one's metaphysical or politics, but regardless, I don't like it either. Final questions. Which is more important to the success of civilization, to respect the lessons of the past, to rewrite the rules for the future? It depends. It's sort of cop out if you ask me. But other than that, I guess we're done here. Hold on, the last minute edition. Ugh, it's a weird one. I know who this one came from. Alright, question 7. Can praying for something make it more likely to come true? No, prayer has no effect on the world. It can have an effect on the fact that it can change people's behaviour. I think that's everything we need. I'll forward your answers to my friends and let you know if any of them are interested in taking things further. Hang on. How do I tell what's been new? Ambition expressed by the building's sense of purpose that I find really admirable. It's big and it's also intricate and detailed. Feels like a statement. We should explore this building as soon as possible. It seems that each of the structures on the island, with the exception of the megastructures itself, is surrounded by a cluster of puzzles resembling those found in the simulation and are in our booting sequence. Completing a puzzle releases a particle cloud, which then autonomously flies into a device that assembles tetronymos. Not sure what to call this. The bridge ring, the bridge machine. Anyway, it's a device that makes particle clouds released by the puzzles, turns them into bridge made out of tetronymos. Correctly assembling the bridge out of 8 particle clouds is required to reach the tower. It's clearly another layer of puzzles. Did this already? Okay.
Another set of golden gates. These must be connected to the ones near the megastructure.
There was a harder set of puzzles in the simulation, right? And maybe they're like that. I know 1K is probably like, yay, harder puzzles. But to me, that sounds like error code 704. No thanks.
How do we access the harder puzzles? Particularly by golden gates can't be accessed yet, assuming there's some kind of logical pattern to all these. The gates probably open once the correct conditions are met. It's been solving all the other puzzles, or maybe something else as well. I don't know, perhaps something we should prioritize much later. Trevor Percival Donovan, known to his friends simply as Trev, never as Percy, was part of the Extended Lifespan project that formed the backbone of the simulation in the archive. He helped put together the hardware that made all of us possible. Like Alex, he left behind a series of messages to the future, but unlike Alex or Arcady, he was forgotten. Not one building or street in New Jerusalem is named after him. Take up the files from the archive, and I've been thinking about them a lot.
So I heard that Alexandra is recording these time capsules for you out there, I guess? Robot people of the future, hi. And I thought to myself, surely they'll want to hear more than the wisdom and insight of a brilliant scientist like Alexandra Drennan. Surely they also want to know what I was thinking, a dumbass hardware engineer from Staten Island. Tell us about your insights.
This is a good idea. Please do more of this game.
Why did you spend your last months on Earth helping a crazy old Russian guy build the world's biggest backup drive? Well, let me tell you my story. When I was... Yes, Frank. I'm recording right now. Uh-huh. No. You know what? Why don't you go...
Don't think there's anything else I can do with that one. We need green. Oh, you know what? Sure to do. What am I missing? Feels like I need one more component. Nah, I figured out what to do. I think. Yeah. No, that can't. What? Why did you think that would work, John? It just feels like it requires another thing. Okay, what about this? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Why would red give you green, John? I thought I wanted red for some reason. Sometimes starting again gives you like a new look, a new perspective, you know. Because I can do that. why you'd want to. And you could just do that. But you have no way of getting... I don't think I'm getting it, I'm afraid. There's a gate that way as well. Alternatives. be an issue. Blue, green, red. Red, green, blue. Blue, green, red. See this one? Piece of piss.
I have good news and I have bad news. Still no idea what those particle clouds are, but I've managed to fix the transport system. I mean, I fixed another bit of it. Well, it goes to one more station now. Don't complain. 2 stations are better than none.
An impressive success rate.
Sarcasm. Famously helpful. Why did we bring you along again?
I'm solving the puzzles. Also, I wasn't being sarcastic. Sorry, it was meant to be a joke.
Relax, newbie. I'm just pulling your leg. Which I helped make, by the way, so you better be grateful.
Let's stay focused. We're in unfamiliar territory. We can't afford to get distracted.
Al's right. Yakut, what does the next site look like?
Oh, should be a few hours yet. Hello, Craig.
Seems like more of an open area with scattered structures, less enclosed. Couldn't tell much from the terminal feed. There's a lot of trees.
I've got 100 new games I should be playing. Sorry, I've got 100 old games I should be playing. I bought another new one.